At the consumer end, what has been the effect of demonetization? To understand that and discuss that, let me also bring on board another very special guest, Siddharth Jain, Director, Inox Leisure. He's rarely seen on TV. So, Mr. Jain, good morning and thank you for joining us. You know, as a movie buff, I am very happy because I don't have to wait in a queue to buy a ticket. But at a multiplex owner, are you unhappy because there is a drop in footfalls?
So, good morning and thank you for having me on your show. So basically, in the first week of the demonetization, we clearly did see an impact in the footfalls. We think that was primarily due to everybody coming to terms with the new effect of the monetary policy, and people were, spending more time in bank queues and trying to deposit the money and withdraw cash and change their notes. But ever since that time, we have seen a steady increase in footfalls, including for the recent movie Dear Zindagi that came out. And this past weekend and the coming weekend right now, we've got very strong advance bookings as well. So we are, the initial temporary phase that there was of a dip has to a large extent gone away. And we do expect that to change definitely with Dangal coming on the 23rd of December. We think we'll be back to normal. On the positive side of this entire story has been a sharp increase in the amount of cashless bookings. And, from about 35% to cashless, we are today at 75% cashless bookings. So the fillip to the cashless economy has been huge, and we're very happy that that India is moving in that direction.
Okay. Siddharth, good morning. As we saw in the quarterly results gone by, the sensitivity of a business like yours to a few weeks of a lull is fairly high. And, that's the nature of the beast. You can't help it. Are we to assume that until this whole sentiment come liquidity scare of demonetization goes away, it'll be difficult for earnings to come back in a hurry? I mean, it's a A-class franchisee, but somehow the sensitivity leads to this problem for you.
So clearly, as you're aware, we are sensitive to the quality of content that is shown in our cinemas. And as I just mentioned, the demonetization did have a temporary effect on our footfalls, but it is very, very largely associated with the quality of content that's available on our screens. So last quarter was very weak in terms of content. This quarter has been better, and we expect next quarter to be even stronger. So we are not worried about the temporary impact of demonetization at all, and we believe our consumers will be back and are back to the cinemas as we speak right now.
Taken, Siddharth, because even three of us sitting here, we were just discussing before you came on board that we don't remember the last time we actually stood in queues. I mean, all our ticketing and booking is always online. But I guess the impact would be felt on your F&B revenues, because you don't take out your credit card to buy a burger or a popcorn or whatever have you. That must be taking a hit, I'm sure.
So I'm glad you asked that question. And when I mentioned the percentage of cashless transactions happening, the 35% was an average number between F&B and tickets, and the 75% cashless is also an average between F&B and tickets. And you will be happy to note that even the number of F&B transactions have more than doubled in terms of cashless, which is debit card and credit card, over the past 1 month. I don't think any other measure could have made people, do cashless transactions in such a short period of time. So in terms of our average spend per head, there has been absolutely no decline, which one would have expected in terms of less people buying food and beverage, but we haven't seen that impact, surprisingly.
In a cash transaction, everything goes in the cinema hall's kitty. In a cashless transaction or a credit card transaction, there is a fee which you will have to share with the vendor. Now, is that a large fee as things change? Because 1% here, 1% too on a big number will certainly have an impact on the aggregate picture.
You see, there is also a cost of handling cash. So it isn't, it kind of gets negated against the cost of that we pay to the, various credit card companies, etc. So that really isn't much of an impact. It's a very small number here or there.
Siddharth, we'll also get to talking about that 7-star movie experience. We want tickets for that for sure. But just before we do that,
Sure, anytime. Yeah.
no, and we'll get to that. But I just wanted to verify the comment that you made earlier. Did I hear you say that Q3, despite demonetization, because of a better content timeline, will actually be better than what you did in Q2?
Difficult to comment on because December is yet to happen and Dangal is yet to come. Based on the feedback of Dangal so far, we hope that it is better, but till such time that the movie doesn't actually release, we won't be able to give you a firm comment on that.
I'll take my chances with this one, and this is a pure market rumor which we've picked up. You may choose not to react, or you may choose to give the answer you feel is right. There is a report that a Chinese large group, Wanda is shopping, and they've approached you for a stake sale.
That is not accurate.
No, that is not. Are you dismissing it, or are you saying no comments? Let's be clear with the words here.
I'm dismissing it.
So the owners and the promoters of Inox, they are committed in the business, and this will be a long-term investment for them?
100%. We have built a group on sustainable businesses, and we will continue to do that going forward.
Glad to get that clarification. Now, Siddharth, tell me all about the first 7-star movie experience in Cinia, a Laserplex. What is this all about?
So yes, absolutely. We are extremely excited to announce India's first 7-star movie cinema, and it also is India's first Laserplex. This is the highest level of technology which has ever been introduced to India, and Insignia at Nariman Point is the epitome of luxury and technology coming together. So we really want to offer our cinema patrons the best movie watching experience they could have ever imagined. Laser projectors basically bring the quality of the cinema as lifelike as possible. So we would like to invite everybody at ET Now to come and experience this with us whenever they're free.
That's like
you don't even have to invite us. We'll be there regardless.
No, that's like 300 people, yeah. And trust me, when you're saying this, you don't know how crazy people out here are about movies, and they would love to come to Inox. So you're shooting us on the foot, quite frankly.
Please be our guest.
Okay,
be our guest.
Which is great to know. And so, if you can just give us, I mean, for the sake of the movie buffs, which is the first movie which will be visible in this format?
It's already started. It started with Dear Zindagi. And I strongly recommend you to come and see Dangal, which I think is going to be a phenomenal movie coming forward on 23rd of December.
Okay, so I'm going to just get some closing comments from you, and I'm trying to get as much sense from you because we rarely get to see you at least on television. How do you think the landscape of the multiplex business will change? A couple of years ago there were multiple players, couple of acquisitions happened. 2 large players, now they control the industry, they have the pricing power, they have the muscle power even to command and demand from movie distributors. How do you think the multiplex business in India will change by 2020?
So clearly there has been a lot of consolidation in the industry, and we don't expect much more consolidation to happen, as there are primarily 4 large chains operating in the country, and the rest of them are much smaller. The 4 large chains operate in the range of 1,500 to 1,700 screens, and all the other chains have about 30 to 40 screens each. Consolidation is not our focus any longer. We have about 300 screens in our organic pipeline, and we plan on investing almost 1,000 crores over the next 5 years. We think there is tremendous potential for growth in the multiplex space in India. one of the most highly underscreened countries in the world. And as all of you in the studio rightly mentioned, Indians are real movie buffs. So we're looking forward to investing a lot more in this country, setting up bigger and better multiplexes for our customers going forward, and having all of you visit our 7-star multiplexes very soon.
For sure, that, and so good having you. It's a rarity, but it's great having you. Maybe look forward to talk to you post this very important demonetization quarter on the results too. But thanks so much for joining in today.
Absolutely. Thank you for having me. Really appreciate it.
Find us on Facebook at facebook.com/ETNow and don't forget to click the like button. You can also follow us on Twitter at ETNowLive. To stay updated with all our programming, hit the subscribe button on our YouTube channel by logging on to youtube.com/user/ETNow.